Hi everybody! Today we're going to be learning about subtracting polynomials. So subtracting polynomials is very similar to adding polynomials. The biggest difference is when it comes to subtracting polynomials, the first step is to distribute the minus sign. So let's take a look at the first example here. Example number 1 says 12a to the fifth power minus 10a cubed plus 6a minus negative 2a fifth plus 4a cubed minus 5. So you can see that we have a subtraction sign in the middle. So when I say the first step is to distribute the minus sign, I'm talking about this sign here. And what we're doing is we're distributing this minus sign into every single term inside the second polynomial here. So let's go ahead and see what we have after the distribution. So the first polynomial doesn't change. The first polynomial stays the same. So let's just go ahead and write it as it is. 12a to the fifth power minus 10a cubed plus 6a. So after you distribute the minus sign, what this technically is doing is, as you know, there is an invisible 1 right here. And what you're doing is you're multiplying the invisible negative 1 by the numbers that are in the front. So let's go ahead and do that and see what we get. So technically this is negative 1 times negative 2, which is positive 2, right? So that's positive 2a to the fifth. Second is negative 1 times positive 4, which gives us negative 4a cubed. And lastly, negative 1 times negative 5, which is positive 5. All right, so this is what we have. Let's go ahead and see what we have from here. So once you get to this point, what you do is same thing as yesterday where you identify the like terms. So for example, here we got 12a to the fifth power. You just look to see if anything else has a power of 5. This one does, 2a to the fifth. So these are matching terms. Secondly is negative 10a cubed. We have another cube here, negative 4a to the third power. Next, we have plus 6a. I don't see anything else with a, so we leave it by itself. And then lastly, we have our constant, which again is by itself. So let's go ahead and combine the matching terms. So here, that's our first matching term, 12a to the fifth plus 2a fifth, which gives us 14 a to the power of 5. Next, we have the negative 10a cubed minus 4a cubed, which gives us negative 14a cubed. Next, we have our 6a, which doesn't have a matching term, so it's by itself. And lastly, the constant of 5. And now we are finished. Something I didn't address yesterday was when you're writing your polynomial, you should make sure that it is in the correct order. And what I mean by order is that the number of the exponent should go from greatest to smallest. So notice how it goes from 5, 3, and as you know, there's an invisible 1 here, and then the last one is a constant. So make sure it's in order from greatest to smallest. Let's go ahead and look at example number 2. So example number 2, we have 3 polynomials, but the rule doesn't change. You always begin by distributing the negative sign to the parentheses next to it. So the very first polynomial, we got 4a to the power of 4 minus 2a squared. Second polynomial, once you distribute the negative sign, that becomes negative 8a squared minus 5. Last one, negative 7a cubed minus a squared. All right, so now we have all of this. Let's go ahead and identify the like terms. First, we begin with 4a to the fourth power. I don't see anything else with the power of 4. We leave it as it is. Next, we have negative 2a squared. There is negative 8a squared and a squared right here. So we got 3 matching terms. Next, we have negative 5, which is a constant, is by itself. And lastly, negative 7a cubed, which again is by itself. So let's go ahead and start writing our answer. So the biggest exponent is the 4 here, so that comes first. 4a to the power of 4. The next biggest exponent is this one, right? 3, so this should come next. which is negative 7a cubed. The next biggest exponent is a 2, which we have, there are 3 different terms that has an exponent of 2, which is negative 2 minus 8 minus, as you know, there is an invisible 1 right here, invisible 1. So if I write that on the side, for those of you that might be a little bit confused, this is what we have. So what we're doing is negative 2 minus 8 minus 1. Negative 2 minus 8 minus 1 gives us negative 11. So that gives us negative 11a squared. And lastly, we got the constant, which is a negative 5. There we go. And there is our answer. Double check. Your answer is from greatest to least. 4, 3, 2, and again, the constant comes last. And then we are done. So let me go ahead and box my answer. So that's it for the notes. If you do have any questions, you can ask either Mr. Hollander, or you can message me your questions on Schoology, or hold on to your questions until Monday, and then I will help you when I get back. All right, good luck, everybody.